Our story thus begins in Luffy's childhood, the period when he first aspired to be a pirate. We could speculate that Luffy never encounters Shanks, but let's entertain the idea that he still acquires his devil fruit, courtesy of Shanks' visit. In need of a new figure to inspire him before Shanks' arrival on his island, we imagine Luffy's grandfather, Garp, bringing along a former student of his for a visit, the Marine Admiral Aokiji. Aokiji, known for his sympathetic stance towards Luffy, is relieved when Luffy takes Robin under his wing and allows him and the Straw Hats to escape on multiple occasions. Aokiji epitomizes the ideal Marine, embodying a just and fair sense of justice, caring deeply for people's safety and happiness. His charisma and power make him an excellent role model for Luffy, showcasing his impressive ice abilities and heroics against villains, serving as a compelling alternative to Shanks. When Aokiji departs, he extracts a promise from Luffy to strive towards becoming a great marine. Consequently, Luffy's dream morphs from becoming the Pirate King to aspiring to be the Fleet Admiral of the Marines, marking a critical shift in his narrative. The remainder of his childhood progresses much the same, filled with training sessions alongside Garp, Sabo, and Ace. Despite Shanks' arrival and Luffy befriending his crew, he still consumes the devil fruit, driven by hunger. Before exploring how this alteration affects the rest of the Straw Hats and the broader storyline, let's posit two assumptions about the main storyline that, while highly plausible, remain unofficially confirmed. Garp is a member of SWORD, a secretive group within the Marines opposed to the corrupt governance of the world government, and Shanks believes Luffy is destined to bring about world change, encouraging him towards piracy and the quest for One Piece. These points aside, it's essential to acknowledge that despite Shanks' influence, Luffy, enticed by the concept of leading a crew, decides on a marine path. Thus, a decade later, Luffy sets out in his modest boat, not in pursuit of a pirate crew, but a marine base to join, embarking on an alternate journey where his allegiance lies with justice over the lure of the open seas. He's still Luffy, lacking any real experience in sailing, which lands him once again in a barrel on Alvida's ship. Here, he rescues Kobe, and together they find themselves in the same town as before. But this time, their goal isn't to recruit Zoro. Instead, they aim to join the Marines at the local base. However, upon encountering Zoro tied up in the courtyard and conversing with him, Luffy starts to see the dark side of the Marine captain and his son stationed there. Recognizing them as corrupt and cruel, true to his nature, Luffy decides to free Zoro, risking his dream of becoming a Marine in the process. After defeating Axahand Morgan, Luffy proposes to the Marines that he, Kobe, and Zoro, whom he hasn't consulted, be allowed to join their ranks. Though the base Marines are grateful to Luffy for his actions, as in the main storyline, the arrival of higher-ranking officers from Marine headquarters to apprehend Morgan leads to complications. They inform Luffy that despite his valor, attacking a superior officer disqualifies him from joining the Marines. Surprisingly, Garp is among the arriving party, there to collect Luffy. Garp, who is known for his disregard for rules and superiors, decides to recruit Luffy, Zoro, Kobe, and Helmeppo as Marines. Now under Garp's wing, they set sail towards the Grand Line and the Marine headquarters, undergoing rigorous daily training. Given Garp's proven track record of rapidly enhancing the abilities of recruits like Kobe and Helmeppo, one can only imagine the exponential growth Luffy and Zoro would experience. However, their journey takes a different path from the main storyline. Since they don't require a new ship, they bypass Syrup Village and, tragically, Usopp's storyline unfolds disastrously with Captain Kuro executing his plan, resulting in Usopp's death. The narrative then shifts to Sanji's arc. Marina ships possess a unique capability absent in pirate vessels. They can navigate the Calm Belt, a monster-infested, windless ocean strip separating the Grand Line from the rest of the seas thanks to a material known as sea stone that renders them invisible to the sea monsters. Garp opts to take his recruits through this route to the Marine headquarters directly. However, valuing training time and wanting to expose his grandson to the world, Garp chooses a detour towards Reverse Mountain, passing by the Baratie. At the Baratie, Luffy's persuasive skills are once again put to the test to convince Sanji to join their marine journey, promising adventures and the quest for the All Blue. Zoro gets his fateful duel with Mihawk, allowed by Garp despite other Marines' objections, leading Mihawk to respect the young Marine's honor and determination. The possibility of bypassing Nami's encounter looms, but two factors might lead Garp to Arlong Park. Rumors of corrupt Marines in cahoots with Arlong or a personal connection to Nami's foster mother, Belmere, a former Marine killed by Arlong. This connection prompts a visit to Belmere's grave, leading to Nami's emotional encounter with the group and her subsequent decision to join Garp's squad, motivated by her mother's memory and a desire to chart the world. Luffy's achievements against formidable pirates earn him a rapid promotion to Seaman First Class, paralleling the significant bounty he receives in the main storyline. The narrative continues to Logtown, where they meet Smoker, who, appreciating Luffy's integrity and spirit, forms an immediate bond, contrasting with his disdain for pirates. This reimagined journey weaves a tale where familiar faces take on new roles, navigating a world where their paths to heroism are intertwined with the Marines' cause, reshaping their destinies in profound ways. While Zoro is on the hunt for new swords to replace those he lost to Mihawk, Luffy stumbles upon his father, Dragon, locked in a tense discussion with his grandfather. This family encounter precedes their entry into the Grand Line via Reverse Mountain. There, they meet Crocus, a former crew member of Gol D. Roger, the first Pirate King, who's already aware of Luffy thanks to Shanks. In the original storyline, Crocus aids the Straw Hats by introducing them to Laugh Tale and providing them with a log pose for navigation. However, in this marine-centric narrative, Crocus's role is minimized. Although he acknowledges Garp, having fought alongside him against the legendary Rock's pirate crew, he comments on Luffy's potential as a pirate, leaving the young Marines uninformed about Laugh Tale. Their journey leads them to cross paths with Vivi, recognized by Garp as the Princess of Alabasta due to his acquaintance with her father, King Cobra. Vivi, tearfully explaining Crocodile's tyranny over her homeland, receives a promise from Luffy to escort her home and assist her. The team makes a pit stop at Drum Island upon hearing rumors about Ace's visit while pursuing Blackbeard. Although Luffy cannot liberate Drum Island from Wapol, a world government-protected ruler, he does manage to recruit Chopper into their fold. Upon reaching Alabasta, they encounter Smoker, who is investigating Crocodile's deeds. A confrontation brews between Luffy, Vivi, and Crocodile, but Garp intervenes, citing the untouchable status of warlords under world government protection. This incident sparks Luffy's frustration with the Marines' systemic injustices. During their time in Alabasta, Luffy reunites with Ace and encounters Nico Robin. Given Robin's status as one of the world's most wanted, Garp faces the dilemma of arresting her, leading to a tense moment when Luffy questions his grandfather's actions. Their departure from Alabasta is marked by a meeting with Aokiji, who, consistent with the original timeline, seeks out Robin to ensure her safety. Aokiji's persuasion allows Robin to evade capture, impressing Luffy and leading him to naively suggest she join the Marines, an idea promptly dismissed by Garp and Aokiji. Later, Robin is rescued by the revolutionaries, possibly contacted by Dragon, adding a layer of intrigue to her story. As the narrative diverges significantly from the canonical storyline, the crew bypasses significant locations like Jaya, Water 7, and Thriller Bark. Frankie's encounter with CP9 occurs, while Brook remains trapped in the Florian Triangle, only regaining his shadow later, either during Moria's defeat at Marineford or his failed assault on Kaido in Wano. As Luffy's group advances, they manage to apprehend pirates with notably high bounties, putting their newfound skills to the test. By now, Luffy has mastered the use of Haki and the Rokushiki techniques. Before reaching Marineford and the headquarters, their journey leads them to the Sabaody Archipelago, where Garp plans to introduce Luffy and the others to X-Drake, a known member of the secret organization SWORD. Unbeknownst to them, Garp has aspirations of integrating them into Sword as well. Upon arriving at the island, Luffy inadvertently finds himself at a slave auction house, horrified by the sight and reminded of past injustices like the burning of the Grey Terminal and the attack on Sabo's ship by celestial dragons. Just as Luffy is about to replicate his punch on Charlos from the main timeline, Rayleigh intervenes, incapacitating most in the auction hall with his conqueror's haki, and subsequently brings Luffy and his companions to his bar. Revealing himself as Roger's former right-hand man, Rayleigh acknowledges Luffy's significance and attempts to persuade him to leave the Marines for training. This offer comes at a time when Luffy's faith in the Marines is waning due to several disheartening experiences. However, their conversation is cut short by Garp, who forcibly brings Luffy back to their ship, leading them to Marineford. There, the group, including Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Chopper, Kobe, and Helmeppo, is introduced to key Marine figures like Sengoku, Kizaru, and Akainu. Luffy forms a positive impression of Sengoku, remains indifferent to Kizaru, but instantly dislikes Akainu due to his harsh stance on pirates. Following rigorous training sessions and numerous missions under Garp's supervision, Luffy's exceptional combat skills earn him a promotion to one of the youngest captains in Marine history. However, the capture and impending execution of his brother Ace by Blackbeard throws Luffy into turmoil, nearly driving him to impulsively attempt a rescue mission from Impel Down. The collective effort of Garp and his squad prevents Luffy's rash action as Marineford braces for conflict with Whitebeard, leading to a scenario where the Impel Down prison break never occurs. Jinbei remains imprisoned, and Blackbeard's plan is thwarted by Magellan. The war at Marineford unfolds similarly to the original timeline, yet Luffy abstains from combat. Faced with Ace's execution by Akainu and overwhelmed by grief, Luffy is left broken. The intervention of Kobe and Shanks halts the war, with Shanks imparting wisdom to Luffy, urging him to join him in the new world after 2 years of preparation. In the aftermath, Luffy dedicates himself to rigorous training, and Garp eventually invites his protégés to join Sword. Luffy seizes this chance to rendezvous with Shanks, becoming an undercover agent within his crew, mirroring Drake with Kaido and Aokaji with Blackbeard. Under Shanks' guidance, Luffy learns more about his devil fruit, the significance of the One Piece, and the path to Laugh Tale. This narrative presents two divergent paths for Luffy: returning to piracy to claim the title of Pirate King, or continuing with Sword, ultimately leading the Marines towards autonomy from the world government. This reimagined journey underscores Luffy's unique ability to instigate change, suggesting that his absence would result in a considerably bleaker One Piece world. This alternative storyline invites reflection on the profound impact of Luffy's existence within the One Piece universe. And that wraps up our journey through a world where Luffy sails under a different flag, challenging fate and forging a new destiny. It's a tale that reminds us of the endless possibilities within the One Piece universe and the impact one choice can make. If you enjoyed diving into this alternate reality with us, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more unique takes on your favorite stories.